And the topic for tonight is, can a VA disability percentage rating be reduced without a CMP exam? We somewhat answered this question last time, but we're going into detail tonight. Now, we're going to use, as usual, the hypothetical Mr. John Brown. Yes, we are. And we're going to talk about that. Our sister Betty Bob says we have 8 likes and 5 watching. That's good. Let's keep it going. Family, let's keep it going. Now, a hypothetical Mr. John Brown was in Desert Storm during 1991. Now, his conditions, as we've talked about in past live streams, he's 100% for post-traumatic stress disorder, which he is service-connected for, and not service-connected. He tried for chronic fatigue syndrome back a while ago, back in 2004, 3/24/2004, and he was denied. So he was non-service connected. However, was on his problems list. Yes, you all know I was reduced, was not even notified in 1997. Did you hear that? Y'all didn't think that was possible, huh? See, who else giving you this information? We got it because we went through it, and that's why it's important to allow the chat to express themselves. So if it's concerning the topic, we're on topic right now, talk about it. Let's go. Now, remember, what is the issue? And we're going over this for a reason. We got our brother Charleston just came into the room, say evening shipmate Betty Bops, MG Smith, Kevin Colbart Sr., and Coasty. Now, what do you have to lose? What is the risk? Your VA disability. Well, what is it? Well, it's measured through percentage most of the time, but it's the amount of money and the tangible benefits that you get also, such as dealing with burial allowances, medical, housing programs, things of that sort. So this is how we're doing it, family. You understand? Now, let's talk about it. Remember, when you're dealing with the percentage is somewhat of a function of what benefits you get and the amount of benefits you get. The higher your percentage, the more benefits you get, because benefits through the 0 to 100% scheduler rating, that's why it's called a scale, like a scheduler, is based on, of course, severity level, but it determines what benefits you get based on that. I forgot what I was about to say, family. I'm sorry. Now, Charleston Zimmerman says, in H-Town, the best VA information vet on YouTube. Okay, well, we're going to make that happen because the people are responding. We appreciate it. MG Smith said, Charleston, good evening. Salute. Oh, I was supposed to be reading that. Oh, y'all caught me. Now, I supposed to just click on it. Now, we talked about that it's a scale. That's why it's called scheduler. So it's based on a scale from what? 0 to 100% in 10% increments. You may not actually be 90%. You might be 92%. That's why you see the little dashes. If you actually get 96%, they're going to round you up with VA math to 100%. But it's hard to get there. And one day we're going to do something to explain that. But if you have a 100% rating at the time of this video, and I don't like dating the video, that's why I'm not going to give a date. 100% rating was $3,831.30. We're reiterating this for a reason. So let us continue. Now, there are also, in addition to the monetary compensation that starts only at the 10% rating, 0% is service connected, but you don't get any monetary benefits. There are also the federal benefits package that you get. Now, listen to what sister says, Betty Bob's, H-Town, you told me to look through my denial letter, and I looked through 30 pages worth 7 times, and there was not a letter informing me I was reduced. Thank you, H-Town. Come on now. That's what we hear. You're welcome, sister. And they're speaking to each other here. Now, let us continue. We're just we're laying the groundwork here. We're doing the background right now. And there are also state benefits that are affected. Okay, when you're dealing with things at the what do you call it? The scheduler level of benefits. All right. Scheduler, right? Then they have extra scheduling. All right, we're going to talk about that. But let's go. Now, remember, we're talking about Mr. Hypothetical Mr. John Brown, but this applies to also not just people with 100% permanent total rating, but also those with a TDIU rating, which is also a not permanent rating. So there are going to be certain benefits that Mr. John Brown is going to file a claim for, and we're going to see what happens. But this also applies to anybody that has a TDIU rating, because both of those are permanent ratings. And then Betty Bob say, H-Town 30 years denial letter. Wow. What was your first denial, family? Let us know how many years ago was it? Your first denial. My first denial was officially, I want to say in 1990. The claim I filed in 1999. That was my first one. So that would be almost 26 years ago. So I'll say 26 years. If you can remember, how long ago was your first denial? It was 26 years ago for H-Town. Wow. Now listen, Betty Bob's, as I never got a denial letter, what is some of those? What is some of what they say, if you could say, if not too personal? What they're going to say is this here. I'll tell you what they should have said. They should say in a denial letter, any denial letter you get, that we are denying your claim for these reasons. You don't meet this. You meet the rating criteria. You don't have certain symptoms. Even if you get approved, they're going to say, we gave you this percentage and not the next highest percentage because you don't have these symptoms. They're supposed to tell you what symptoms you need to get to the next level. That's the law. All right. Now let us continue, family. Now getting into it. So the hypothetical Mr. John Brown wants to file for an increase. Well, he's already a scheduler 100%, meaning he's paid at 100% rate, or he could have been TDIU and that's paid at the 100% rate too. So he locked in on that. Now, but he's scheduled 100%. So he filed for increase, not for increased percentage rating, but for more money. Now pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you here. Now, so H-Town was 25 years. My first denial was 25 years ago. MG Smith's first denial was 20 years ago. Now she says, Betty Bob say, H-Town, those denial letters in the 1990s was not that in detail, that much. Not, yeah, right. No, but they're supposed to legally. The law was in play back then. Somebody must have filed a complaint. Or were they just not trained? So let's talk about this increase. Now, because the hypothetical Mr. John Brown, let me just say John Brown already has the highest scheduler rating at 100%. He cannot get an increased rating, okay? Just like our sister Cindy Queen. She's in here right now. We thank God for her. No problem. When you come in, we're going to acknowledge you. We're just going to keep it going. Hello, everyone. Sorry I interrupted. I will sit back and listen. Yes, and we're going to get a chance to chat and everything. I just found it good to go over the information first. Everybody show love to Cindy Queen because we need to support her. We need to make sure that she stays straight, because you know, like I know, the transitioning out of the military, there are ups and there are downs. So family, like back to what we were saying, that with Mr. John Brown, even though he's 100%, and it's at a permanent total rating, but he's 100%, that does not equal the amount of money you get, because you can be 100% and have special monthly compensation and get paid more than somebody else at your same percentage. Did you hear what I said? So that's not necessarily always equal. It can be a reflection. Oh, I'm 100%, I get this much. Yeah, but you're 100%, you get more than me because you got dependents. You get more than me because you got what? You got special monthly compensation. There are going to be other factors. Everybody's showing love to Cindy Queen, and we're so happy, and we appreciate, because I know it's early where she's at. And we thank them. Now, here we go. Now, family, we're talking about the money, okay? Now, listen. One way Mr. John Brown could do it, because he's having issues at the house, not being able to get around. He's 100% for PTSD. So he could go for SMCS housebound. All right? So that's special monthly compensation housebound. Because of his condition, he has issues not wanting to leave the house, fear of violence, anxiety, and other physical, conditions that may not be service connected, but he's doing it based on his PTSD. Now, that's one way to get it, is through housebound to get SMCS, a special monthly compensation. There's another way. There's an alternative route to getting it, okay? Let's talk about it. So let's say, remember earlier on his VA code sheet, John Brown had filed for chronic fatigue syndrome and was denied, right? So chronic fatigue syndrome is when you're exhausted all of the time, something that a lot of Desert Storm veterans, but not limited to Desert Storm veterans, get, okay? And he's lack energy, groggy, can't, sleepy, exhausted all of the time. And it's a diagnosed condition. Let's say he finally gets that diagnosis. When he first filed, he did not have the diagnosis. Now he tried to connect it to his military service, and boom, they give him a 60% rating, SMCS. You say, I thought SMCS was for housebound, H-Town. You can also, there's another route. Let's talk about it. If you're 100, we're about to talk about it. How he get it at a 60% rate? I thought you said he was 100%. I thought you told me, H-Town, they don't add 100 to the 60%. H-Town, I got you this time. You don't know what you're talking about. We about to expose your channel. Huh? And listen what Charlton say. Evening, Cindy Queen, you never interrupt. Young one. The young ones, y'all bring life into here, to what we're doing. Betty Bob say, Cindy Queen, love hearing from you. Yes, indeed. And then we got our brother in the house, Rose City D says, good evening, H-Town vets. Salute the chat. CMP exam tomorrow. Yes, indeed. Just put in the chat what that CMP exam is about. And if we can't, we're not going to be able to cover it now. But if you're not able to stay to the end, we'll go over it. Let us know if you need any help from us. Back to the topic. He got a 60% special monthly compensation S, because for chronic fatigue syndrome, you say, how you get that without even filing a claim? Because it's automatic, fam. If you have if you have 100% rating and something else that's 60%, the one has to be 100%. In another condition that is 60%, you listening to me? Then that automatically qualifies you for SMCS without being housebound. Now I'm trying to tie it in where this hustle game come up. Jay Oliver asked me, I didn't want to say it last time because I want to break it down in a slideshow, and I really didn't want to make y'all mad like that, because I throw a lot at y'all and I don't want y'all to be upset. All right. So I want you to understand. Let's see. Okay. Everybody greeting around here, which is good. Say okay. Have an ACE exam in a few days with Kevin Kobar Sr. Now, family, this automatic, that don't mean the VA gonna give it to you automatic. They supposed to. It's supposed to be like that, automatic. But you got to make them do their job, right? Sometime, many times. Now, what is it? How does it work? 100% rating, which Mr. John Brown got for PTSD, plus 60%, which he was awarded for chronic fatigue syndrome, equals SMCS. So what does that mean? He's going to be getting paid. So follow how we doing this, fam. He's going to be getting paid $4,288.45. You say, well, hold on. He going to get that in addition to his $3,831.30 that he getting right now? No. They just going to give him the $4,200. The difference, the extra money he's going to be getting, they just adding on to his check. And that extra money is $457.15. That's just for the veteran alone, extra per month. So, but they just going to send him one check. No, it's not going to be taxable. It's just going to be his VA check going to be larger. Are we making sense? Let us know if we're making sense. The extra money going to be added to his check, but that extra money going to be about $457.15. Not about. That's what it is at the time of this video. And that's for the fatigue syndrome. Now, the 100% rating doesn't change. Still 100%. All right? But they say, well, hold on. This is an extra scheduler rating. Just like somebody that has TDIU or IU. They may be 60, 70, 80, 90%, but the extra scheduler rating, they're paid at the 100% rate. So they give you extra schedule, I mean extra money. So in addition to the 100%, Mr. Jones Brown, because of his special monthly compensation, SMCS, he's getting extra money, not an extra percentage, still 100%. Tell me if that makes sense. Coach is saying they just denied me for SMCS. You need to find out on the letter what was their reasoning for denying you. In the statement that they made to deny you, that may be the place where you can win your claim, because they have made a erroneous statement, not backing it up by VA law. You got to make sure what they said, and if they didn't make any statement, ooh, you got them. They have to justify their decision. You understand? Now, let's get to it, fam. So he's still 100%. He's just getting extra money. Whenever you get, like you get it for erectile dysfunction, that's a form of special monthly compensation. It's about $100 and something, or female impotence. I forget what they call it. That's also extra scheduler compensation that they add on to your check. Now let's talk about it. Extra money, because this is not based on severity level. Okay, it's based on the 0 to 100% is based on severity level. Once you get extra scheduler, it's based on your inability to either work or your inability to function in your home and daily life. You follow me? Let's talk about it. Now let's get to it. Now, I got a question for you, fam. We asked this yesterday. Can a veteran's disability percentage rating be reduced without a CMP exam? Let us know. Family, can it be reduced? Let us know. Can a VA disability percentage rating be reduced without a CMP exam? Let us know, fam. All right, let us know on that. Yes, no, maybe. We want your response. Let us know, fam. Come on, fam. I know you. All right, let's get active in the chat, fam. We trying to let's get active. Let's get back focused. It take me a lot to do this information. A lot. I spend a lot of time. So let us know. Let me see here. Let's see. And I'm about to get to it. I'm gonna add a banner. Give me a second. I'm giving y'all a chance to respond. I just want to put it also. And for those that wasn't clear, here's the question right here. Can a VA disability percentage rating be reduced without a CMP exam? Let's see what y'all got to say here. Scott says yes. In ISIS world, Betty Bob say yes. She's experienced it personally. Don D say yes. And everybody's in here. Coasty say yes. And everybody's showing love to Scott and ISIS world. We thank you for that. So they say yes. We're going to get into it. All right. Now, let's see what we owe. I didn't even do that. Let's get back to what we're doing here, fam. I'm glad y'all answered that question. Y'all are so wonderful. We appreciate you. Now, first one, okay. Let's talk about the different ways that they can actually reduce your percentage without. There's 4 particular ways. There are more, but the 4 major ways that the VA can reduce your percentage without a CMP exam. No exam required. And they'll reduce it. You'd be like, hey, what's going on? All right. Now listen. We're going to get to it. Let's see what our brothers say here. Dr. Charles say, so question. And I like how he said it, question. So I always put question if you want me to answer, if you can. They have to justify denial, not just say veteran does not meet criteria for percentage rating. Yes. Not only do they have, now we're going to go over that law. So y'all make me have, y'all keep me busy. And I thank you for that, because now I'm going to have to do a live stream on that. Y'all may have to remind me. They can't just deny you. They have to give you a legal justification why they're denying you, because being a disabled veteran is a legal status. So they have to give a reason why they denied you and what you didn't have and what you need to get a higher increase. Not just do they have to tell you why they denied you. They got to tell you what you need to get it approved. Did you know that? Now listen, for those of you that may be shocked, here we go. No exam required. 38 CFR 3.327, Section B 6, which states that no periodic reexaminations will be scheduled when a combined disability evaluation would not be affected in the future examination results in a reduction evaluation for one or more conditions. So this is a slick way. Let me read this again. They real slick. Now listen how slick this is. Which states that no periodic reexamination, meaning they're not going to give you an exam, will be scheduled when a combined disability evaluation, meaning so he's 100% for one thing, 60% for other, right? So you're already 100%. When a combined evaluation would not be affected in the future examination, should result in a reduced evaluation for one or more conditions. So meaning, as long as it don't affect your overall percentage, they don't have to send you no exam to reduce you on some stuff. We're going to explain that. Now, listen to what Kevin said. This happened to me for my back, reduced to 20%. Yeah, he might get reduced to his back. How long ago did they do that? Because especially when you fighting them, they like to reduce you so that they don't have to justify giving you the other percentages. While you sitting here fighting for increases, they're looking for ways to decrease you, so keep you from getting Social Security. They say, well, the Social Security say, well, the VA just reduced them from from 40% on his back to 20%. So he must not be doing as bad. Because they share information now. Come on now. Now, Betty Bob says H-Town did not get all that information in 2019 denial for my back. That's called a rebuttal. That's why we're teaching you the rules and the law here. Come on now, fam. Now listen. Let me get over here where I can read some of these. Cindy Queen said, yeah, sir, when you get a chance, can you please explain what you mean when you say being a disabled veteran is a legal status? We're going to explain it right now. Huh? Come on now. Because we're talking about it right now, sister. We don't wait around for that. If I'm gonna throw something out there, I gotta be able to back that thing up. Not the song by Juvenile. Now listen, Charleston says, good question, Cindy Queen. Yes, indeed. Meaning it's a legal status because your any disability is protected status by legal means. So our disability ratings are a protected status, so that makes it a legal status because it's protected by law. You understand? Come on, let me come on up on the screen so you don't think I'm trying to hide. Listen, if you look at it that way, when you go to work at that post office and they try to discriminate against you because they say, hold on, he disabled, one of your supervisors go in your paperwork or find out some kind of way, you got to tell them you're disabled, not a disabled, but a lot of times you got to tell them you're a veteran when you work a job. And if they see your license plate or something, don't be telling them you're disabled. They gonna be like, they getting all this money and they working, they get more than me and I'm the supervisor. I've seen this happen before. Well, they can't just come at you. That's why it mess with you, because you have a legal status of being a disabled veteran. And that is a protected status that they can't discriminate against you for. You understand? Yes, that is a legal status. So legal that if the VA try to do certain things with your disability, somebody at the VA could lose their job if they're not following the rules and and something happens severe to you. That's why it's so serious if a veteran is trying to hurt themselves or have tried to commit suicide. Guess what? They expedite their claim because that puts them at risk, because being a disabled veteran is a legal status. Nobody else told you this, but H-Town. Somebody tell me why I'm lying. It's a legal status because it's backed up by VA law, federal law, not just the veteran law. You better not mess with a disabled veteran. A disabled veteran went into a store. Now you listen to me. He went into a store. He was in one of these Iraq wars, and the AID happened, and he was in a vehicle, and so he can't control his bowels for long, right? As a result, he don't necessarily look like he's injured, but it messed with his internal system. So he went to a restaurant and said, hey, can y'all let me go to the restroom? He had a legal card for that state, a federal thing, saying, hey, I should be allowed to go to you. They say they don't have no public restroom. He said, but I got this card. It's a legal thing for the state and for the federal, or for the state and for the federal. They didn't let him go to the restroom. He saw himself. You listening to me? They laughed at him. Well, they found out that his situation was a legal status because they said, that don't apply to us. Okay. Huh? You know how that went. Now listen to Costa. They said I was granted TDIU because of my knees and back. They combined them together. Come on now. Did they, hold on, if they combined them, did they pay you separately for them? Now, did they combine them through secondary service connection, or did they have their own individual rating? Now, listen, the debt collectors can't come after you or try to garnish your wages. Your account is protected federally. Are you listening to me? Keep that money. Cindy Queen, listen to me. I love you, my young sister. You keep that VA check in a separate account that nobody else put money in, and that you don't put your regular paycheck in there, because that is protected funds, like our sisters say. Because you are protected status, they can't even garnish your wages. Did you hear me, sister? Because you have a protected status. I'm yelling it because ain't nobody else telling it. So look at the fam backing me up. Come on now. And congratulations, Coasty. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Coasty got that thing. Matter of fact, he inspired. We was talking about that on whatchamacallit. He kind of low key about it. H-Town. So what happened? What happened was, I think they got in a lot of serious legal trouble. I can't remember the full case, but I think he got a payday, because that's a federal discrimination lawsuit. Not only did they deny a permit, he didn't just have the federal permit, he had it for the local area, and he was being very reasonable. And they laughed at him, even after he saw it himself. And he was very humiliated. But he had a protected legal status. But we don't know to use our VA disability because it's a protected legal status. Thank you, Cindy Queen, for bringing that up, asking me to talk about that. Look who in the house. I ain't got nothing to say about it. I ain't worried about him. Military Mike. What'd he say? Hello, family. Hope everyone is doing well. Talked him up. Was thinking about him earlier. Remember I quote? I asked, I wonder what Military Mike had. Yes, indeed. Now, understand this here. You listening to me? He can go in there and use that to show how humiliated. Take that videotape, because it was videotape. Take that videotape. File for increase, saying that his service-connected disability, his gastrointestinal issues and incontinence, where he can't hold it for long, he was traumatized. They used this condition against him. I file a claim. Depression secondary to the physical issue of not being able to hold his his bodily functions for long, and that he's depressed because of that triggering event. Come on now, is H-Town lying to you? And you better know they be sitting there disrespecting. You better saying hi to Military Mike. Thank y'all, fam. I just want y'all to know the truth. Everybody else playing with you. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. SMCS. That's what we talking about. Now let's get back to it, fam. So remember, they can send you to a CMP exam based on 38 CFR. I mean, they don't have to send you to a CMP exam, correction. If your condition, if they reduce one disability, and if they reduce that one disability, it won't affect your overall rating. You still got the same percentage. They don't have to schedule for a CMP exam. They don't have to give you a proposal. They don't have to let you know nothing until after they reduced it. That's why I couldn't tell y'all that last time, because I knew y'all gonna get mad. You say, well, why would they do it? I think Jay Oliver asked me, why would they do it? I'm about to tell you why they do it. If it ain't gonna affect my percentage, why would they do it? That just don't make sense. We about to talk about it. And Military Mike says, good to see you all in the chat. Good to see you, brother. We got 14 likes and 14 watching. Fam, we doing this thing. So the first reason is it's not going to affect your overall rating. That's one way that they can schedule for, they can reduce you without scheduling for a CMP exam. Come on, let's talk about it. Now, so the VA has standards and regulations. Let's talk about it. We're going to backtrack a little bit. Better Boss H-Town, it did affect my percentage. You have a case. But because of a lack of knowledge, we just don't know these things. They was handling me in ways that I didn't know. So get with us and see what we can do to help you, my sister, okay? If we need to get together behind the scenes, let us know. And have you talked to a lawyer? It being so long ago. Remember, I ain't talking about the M21 guy, and I'm talking about the law, the VA law. They have standards, regulations, compliance, and law that they got to go by, but they don't often follow it. That's why I quote the law and show them their error. Oh, I'm giving a little too much now. Now, remember, they have a standard operating procedure. Under most circumstances, they're going to send you to a CMP exam before they reduce you, before they propose to reduce you. But if you got a temporary 100%, they'll propose to reduce you without a CMP exam. Now, just because that's already known as being temporary. Now, you're gonna go to a CMP tab, most likely. They're gonna propose, then you go to the exam, and you're gonna get may pay for the residuals. Now, Charleston say ship made true, Philadelphia regional office, VAD, S&D. Standard operating procedure. Now, listen to what our sister say. Betty Bob says, H-Town, I have called the current back you medical evidence, CU. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Give me an email, we're gonna work it out. Now, family. So traditionally, they're gonna send you to a CMP exam. All right, because most likely, whatever evaluation, if they reduce you, it's gonna affect your overall percentage. So because of that, the VA is going to send you to a CMP exam under most circumstances. Now, reevaluations. They have to see two things, regardless of whether they send you to an exam or not. They have to have proof of substantial improvement and continuous improvement. All right? It could be for whatever condition you got, PTSD, tinnitus, migraine, or sleep apnea, or they might call you in for all four. Whatever you got. Now, the exception to the rule. This is when they start skipping, fam. Now, listen what our sister say. Better about say, thank you, H-Town. Yeah, I'll be busy. You got to stay on top of me, sister. So I won't leave nobody left behind. The VA, this is how it usually go. They notify you that they're planning to reevaluate you. This is somebody that's already has a disability rating. They let you know that they notify they're going to reevaluate you, set you up for an exam. Either they reduce you or they keep it the same, or they give you an increase. Now, but I'm letting you know what it's all about. It's not about your percentage when it comes to this situation. When it comes to them actually reducing you without they skip the notification and the exam, and they just reduce you and send you the reduction letter, most of the time it's because they're coming after your money, not your percentage. Because remember, they're going to keep your percentage the same, but they want that money. Huh? We about to explain it. That special monthly compensation. Because they can reduce you and you still get your 100% compensation, but it might affect your special monthly compensation. I hope I said that right. Now, listen. Permanent and total rating, GB, King, Harris, everybody say hi to them. Can they do it to a permanent and total rating? There are 6 ways that they can reduce a permanent total rating. Not like this. No, because that is a protected status. And we're going to explain. You getting right into what I'm thinking about. I got a slide for it that's going to answer your question, okay? Great question. Great question. We're about to answer that. And I'll pull your question back up then. Now listen, so you're going to keep your 100% permanent and total. Permanent meaning that it's static. Total meaning you paid at the 100% rate. However, that 60% that Mr. John Brown has for that chronic fatigue syndrome, they gonna reduce that without even notifying him until they reduced it. They're not gonna give no proposal. They're not gonna do no examination. They just gonna reduce him and say, hey, take that with you. Now listen. Let's say that Mr. John Brown, GB King Harris says, got you. So here's the thing. Let us know your branch of service, GB King. So Mr. John Brown's 100% permanent total, the hypothetical Mr. John Brown, 100% permanent and total for PTSD, got a rating of 60% for chronic fatigue syndrome. You listening? Then he was able to get that special monthly compensation, about an extra $450 a month, SMCS, because he had that extra 60%. However, when they reduced him from that 60%, he kept his 100% permanent total. When they reduced that 60%, he said, I'm still 100%. They can't mess with me. Yeah, they can't mess with the 100%, but they can mess with that special monthly compensation because it was based on you having that 60% rating. That's what the law says. Because you don't have a 6% rating, you no longer qualify for SMCS. So now you lose that money. That's why they reduce you, not for your percentage, because of the money you would lose. So when Jay Oliver asks, why would they do it? Because of the money, that extra money you getting for that extra percentage, or the potential of you getting extra money. They should be working on other people's claims, but they weren't about cutting veterans out that's already 100%, cutting their percentage down. It ain't going to affect their overall percentage, but they doing it for other reasons. They don't do it for no reason. Huh? Now listen, okay, I'm gonna put it up there, but we're gonna let y'all read that if y'all want to. GB King Harris says Army. Okay, thank you. Everybody's showing love and happiness to him. Sound like say everyone, even everyone. Now listen, let's get into it, family. So now he's been reduced. He's still 100% PNT, but he got 20 instead of 60% for chronic fatigue syndrome. He's been put down to 20% and lost his special monthly compensation status. Now we're gonna go into it, fam. H-Town break this stuff down like nobody else can. We don't babble around here. And they saying how, okay, hold on. Oh, now it's a double click. Give me a second. Say, well, aren't they slick? Yes, that's why I couldn't tell y'all last time, because I didn't want y'all to be mad. I don't like bringing bad news. I don't like telling y'all things just to rile you up to get clicks. Because I could tell y'all, let me tell y'all something. As long as I can talk, don't you think I could make tens of thousands of dollars on this live stream if I just start saying a whole bunch of stuff to stir people up? I wouldn't have to lie to them, tell them stuff. But family, I can't be stirring up my veteran family like that. So I couldn't tell you last time. I'm telling you now because I want to tell you the solutions. I didn't want to miss the solution, so you don't just leave away all upset. And everybody's saying how. He say, can you appeal it? Yes. The short answer is yes, because they're going to have to tell you why they reduced you. Huh? We're going to get it. Y'all telling too much. Y'all know too much. Now look at what our brother say. Our brother says here, Brother Military Mike says, just a quick note. I was fortunate to have 2 times 100% for 2 different conditions. The chronic fatigue syndrome is one of them. When I went to my toxic screening, they discovered my chronic fatigue syndrome. So fam, let me know if I'm lying about anything, Military Mike. Let me know if I'm incorrect. Let's say I'm not lying. Just say if I'm incorrect. Get me right, okay? Let me know. Charleston Sage Town, like a doctor, gives bad news in spurts. Yes, indeed. I remember when Charles Barkley first came into the league, he was somewhat overweight, very talented basketball player. But Moses Malone said, hey, listen, he was playing with a veteran who had been there 20 years. He said, listen, he said, I want you in 2 weeks, I want you to eat this, and I want you to lose 15 pounds. He said, I'm going to do that within a month. I mean, a couple months. He said, how am I do that? He said, you're going to do it and you're going to come back to me or I'm going to have a problem. He lost it. And before Charles Barkley knew it, he had lost all the weight because he did it in spurts. He didn't throw it all on him at one time. Huh? That's how you're supposed to do people. Now, listen, our brother Military might say, brother, you are spot on. And if I wasn't, he'd tell me. One thing I love about him, if he don't agree, if he knows something different, he gonna let us know because he don't want the veteran family to be messed up. Can we continue this here, family? Can we continue to talk? Look, we don't waste time up in here. All the information that we putting out is beneficial. Now let's deal with it. Now, given these situations under this first condition where they reduce your percentage, but it doesn't affect your overall rating, the overall rating is protected. Generally, I'm reading number 1, generally, the VA will not schedule a reexamination for a service-connected disability if reducing the individual rating for that disability would not affect your overall combined disability rating. They say you still at 90%. Yeah, we reduced you on your back from 40 to 20%, but you still 90%. No harm, no foul, right? Now, they know if you get 100% for PTSD and you end up getting 60% for another condition, or the conditions combined to 60%, they know they playing the long game on you. You saying, oh, that don't mean nothing. Now everything means nothing. Or they wouldn't be going at you. They wouldn't be trying to reduce something that wouldn't affect your overall percentage. So they're not worried about your percentage. They worry about the money coming from special monthly compensation. Number 2, targeted reductions. Let's talk about it. This is the information to the right, family. If your combined rating is high enough that a decrease in one specific rating wouldn't change your overall combined rating and thus your monthly compensation, in quotes, the VA is less likely to require a reexamination for that specific reason. Huh? So you all focus on, man, I'm still getting the same money. Yeah, you may not have no special monthly compensation yet, but they trying to hold you up for you won't get it. They playing the long game on you. Or you might already have it and they reduce it, then you lose your special monthly compensation. But I still got my 100%, so I better chill. They playing the long game on you. Now let's see what our sister farm girl says. She's in the house. Say, evening, GB King, goody, everyone, evening, everyone. Now listen to what our sister say. Then I'm gonna go back to 3 in a minute. Sir, will they reduce my rating if I don't comply with my medications? Some of them make me really tired. You take that medication as you can take it. Don't be going there talking about that. Just say you take it. You ain't got to talk about how much you take and what I take my medicine. And just take your medicine when you can. You got to work at a job. Don't be going there. That's called an unforced error. So you just go in there and handle your business. Don't be, if they don't ask you no questions, don't you answer. I'm still getting my treatment. That's all you say. Yeah, don't go in there. That's you. Those doctors are not your friends. If you say I take it most of the time, they'll say you don't take your medicine. Did you hear me? Because remember, this legal status gives you certain financial things. And guess what? Listen what I Kevin, I have to say it, Kevin, even though you put it up. Sound like future secondaries because of the side effects cause you to be exhausted, my sister. Always play the long game. Don't go in there talking about nothing. Yeah, don't go in there. Just say, I'm getting my treatment. You ain't got to get specific. Are you taking your medicine? I'm getting my treatment. And make sure some of that medicine in your system when you get ready to go to blood lab. Did you hear what I said? Just in case you forgot to take your medicine, don't forget a week or two before you go to blood lab, because they might check to see if you're taking it. Come on now. I'm not telling nobody not to take their medicine. Remember as much as you can. Farm girl say, same here, Sydney. Some I don't even take. Oh, don't be saying that. Now don't put that. You don't want the VA can be looking on these things, and you know you got that expert troll. I'm gonna let y'all keep starting. Let me make sure I read it before I read it before I pull it up, because you don't want them saying that. Just tell your doctor if you need to adjust your medication. Just tell the doctor if it's like that. Tell them to adjust your medication. Okay. We're gonna protect the fam here. My sleep app make you tired and sleep all day. And tell them to adjust your medicine if it's that exhausting. And they will do that, Cindy Queen, okay? And for you, farm girl, remember that. Don't tell nobody what you're not taking. Don't tell me what you're not taking. Don't tell nobody on this earth, because I used to go around and tell people what I wasn't taking. So I know from personal experience. Huh? Y'all feel me? Everybody say hi to farm girl. H-Town, that's right. Just did my laugh this morning. There you go. Now I can deal with that. Listen. Look what farm girl say. That is exactly what I did. I stopped taking my prescription and called up the doctor. Now you can do it that way. They gave me a different medications. I should have been clear. Yeah. So, sister, I know where you was coming from, but when people watching this recorded, they say we got them now. H-Town telling people they don't have to take their medicine and just this and that. Nah. So you clarified. This is why I do it, because the trolls be watching. I know where your mind. Did you hear? She just answered everything right there. If you have a trouble taking that medicine, call your doctor and tell them why you ain't taking. The side effects are affecting me. It's making me too drowsy, and they're supposed to adjust your medication. Boy, I thank God for all y'all. Fam, y'all are so wonderful here. Do you see, Cindy Queen, how we just broke it down? See, but I have to do stop, because trolls are coming here, and they'll wait till y'all say something. They say, guess what? I'll take my medicine. What should I tell them, H-Town? They want me to say, tell them you taking it. You lied, H-Town. Look, we got you recorded. And they'll go into a doctor appointment. H-Town told me I ain't have to take my medicine. Then they want to come back and sue me. Huh? You got to watch these slicksters. Oh, I appreciate all of you. Yes, indeed. Come on now. Now, this is the key thing. That's why I want you to be clear. You see, when I say stuff, I'm clear. And that's what I like what our sister Farm Girl Rebel said. Look what he say here. MG Smith says, H-Town, we don't volunteer any information that won't benefit us, because they don't volunteer any information that benefits us. They don't even volunteer information that hurts us. That the fact that they can reduce our benefit, they can reduce our rating and not send us to exam. Who told you that? Did the VA ever tell you that? They didn't volunteer that to you, did they? H-Town had to tell you. Come on, man. What love at? Okay, love say just arrived. Hello, H-Town and everyone. I got a question to ask you. Don't answer it now, because I'd like to give me a hint pretty soon on something you said, love. I want to I'm being a little nosy. A little later. H-Town, you can't be sued. We talk from experience. That's right. I know. You know I'm a little dramatic. I got PTSD, and you know I got paranoia. You know me. I lose my mind, then I melt down, and love say, okay, H-Town, come on back to what we do. Y'all know me. I know, bro. I know what I'm saying. Truth. Farm Girl Rebel say some meds have just too many side effects. Please look at the list of the side effects that you have when you get that big long packet of side effects for the medications. And if they cause permanent damage, that you can get service connected for that. Remember, any type of medical negligence or anything that happens at the VA hospital, you can file a claim for that too. Am I right about it? Yeah, possible secondary, but life is too short. Live in a stupor. I'd rather have better meds. That's the whole goal, Cindy Queen, is better meds. Because we feel stuck. Okay, they speaking to each other. Cindy Queen, keep information with primary doctor. Even the president won't tell his medical information. Now, you talking about the man that told people to consume a cleaning product? Come on, man. That dude out of control, man. Can I read that one? Now, MG Smith says, H-Town, I have a hat that says this veteran is medicated for your protection. Yes, indeed. Now, let's get back to the information. We're going to go on to number 3 here, family. But see, we on topic, so we can stop and talk about these things. Especially, we appreciate y'all for that. This is helping those that are here watching live and that's going to be watching the recorded. Number 3, now we're dealing with this first one, dealing with a situation where they reduce you without sending you to an exam because it won't affect your overall rating. The third one, what triggers a reexamination? So what gets them to do it? Somebody asked earlier, and I believe that was our new brother in here. And what can you do about it? We're about to talk about it. I'm looking for you now. I don't know if it's Don. We got a lot of new people coming here. It was either Don. I don't think it was Don D. We thank you, Don D, for being there. It was give me a second. What's his name? What was that other person's name? The new person in the room. What was the other one's name? He was chatting away there for a second. He asked me the question. GB King. So here we're about to go into a GB King. There you are, GB King. So GB King, here's the thing. What triggers a reexamination? How can you protect yourself from it? So here we go. We're going to talk. Number 3, what triggers a reexamination? New medical evidence indicating a significant change. Now, what is a significant change? Substantial and continual improvement, meaning it has to be a major improvement in your condition, and it has to have been going on for a certain time period. Are you following me? Where they gonna find that? In your VA hospital records. That's why you need to get with Blue Button. That's why you need to make sure them doctors putting in there that your condition is bad. Now listen. In service, there's an improvement in service-connected disability, or if fraud is suspected. So they can reduce you if fraud is suspected. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, okay? But main one we're talking about here is they went in your records without telling you, and they say, well, that condition, that chronic fatigue, it should go down, but it ain't gonna affect his overall rating, so we don't even have to notify him that we're reducing it, or her. Number 4, now follow me, fam. Look over. So they trying to put a cap on your money. See, that's the whole thing. The reason they doing it with the extra scheduler money you get, they want to cap it. Well, you just getting that regular 100%. It's a money game, not a percentage game in this situation. They want you to be confused. Now here, you ain't gonna like this one. This really gonna make you hot. Now, what do they tell you? You look on that's the top part of John Brown's VA code sheet. And in red, it says at the bottom, no future exam. Then in red, it says none. So he figured if he has no future exams, that means no future reductions. Let me ask you a question, family. Just because they say no future exams, do that mean no future reductions? You see how deceptive the VA is? Did you hear what I said? Because we would assume, well, if I ain't gonna have no exam, how they gonna reduce me? They gonna reduce you without the exam. Huh? Am I making sense? This is the most important thing. When you see on that code sheet, no future exams, I want you to listen to me. It say future exams date, none, no future exams. That's not the same as no future reductions. That's number 4. Now listen to me. So, because you thinking, well, they can't reduce me unless they take me to a CMP exam. All right, everybody's on. All right, thank y'all. Sometimes we get into stuff, we all right. I just got to get back to it because I need y'all support. Now, this is heavy because nobody, let me ask you this here. Who is anybody else ever told you number 4? No future exam is not equal to no future reductions. You can still have no future exams and they can reduce you. The goal is not to reduce the veteran percentage in these situations, but to cap the extra gain, financial gain, through special monthly compensation, SMC. Who else told you that? Have you heard that from anybody else? Yes or no? You may have, and I want you to be truthful. We're staying on focus. Okay, no problem. Just for when we're handling this business, because I want y'all to help each other. Who else? Okay, who else told you this here? I'm telling you how the VA thinks, so when they come up and surprise you, because our brother was saying that, so he was saying that why would they do that? Why would they reduce it if it ain't gonna affect your overall rating? Because they coming, they playing, they doing distractions, they're casting dispersions over here. They say no. Let's see. Kevin says no. Nobody told him, because this helps the people that's watching recorded, family. And I'm trying to get a larger audience too, right? All right. Now, Betty Bob say nobody, and y'all gonna get a chance to chat about everything when we get to the other part of the, when we had a H-Town family time. MG Harris says no. I had no idea of that. That's why I said stay on topic. Remember I said it earlier. Let's get on topic. Nobody. Okay, now understand. See, I done told you what the problem was. All the problems, right? Dealing with this particular part of it. Now we're going to tell you what the solutions are. Now let's see what Love say. VA just being rotten any way they can. Yes. So y'all comments are helping the people that's watching recorded and other people that are afraid to talk. Boy, y'all are sharp. Look what he says here. He says, question, does the VAB do regular reviews of all claims like 5, 10, and 20-year periods? I don't think they do. They usually have to, because they don't do it in a timely manner like that all the time. So that being, they may do random reviews. They may pull your case up randomly, or they might target you because you have a permanent rating. Remember? Now, Betty Bob says, hello, love. Now, what are the solutions? That's why I want to go into this tonight and not the other night, because I didn't want to leave you with stuff that upset you. How can you handle if they try to reduce you on the slick and don't even send you to an exam? Let's talk about it in this situation in particular. The levels of protection. All right. Temporary ratings, no real protections. The 5-year rules, if you had a condition for at least 5 years, they have to give you 2 exams to reduce you. Okay? So you need to know that if they go there, Mr. John Brown, if he had that chronic fatigue syndrome for at least 5 years, they supposed to give him 2 denial examinations before they can reduce it. The 10-year rule. So even if he's service connected for that second condition, he has 100% for PTSD, but he had 60% for chronic fatigue syndrome. Now listen, with the chronic fatigue syndrome, after 10 years, they can't take service connection for chronic fatigue away, but they can reduce him down to 0%. Did you know that? They can't take the service connection away, but they can reduce it down to 10%. But they have to have at least 2 exams based on the 5-year rule. Then the permanent and total rating that is static, not likely to improve, right? not likely to improve. We're going to talk about that in a second. Then the 20-year rule, if you've had the condition for 20 years straight without any reduction during that 20-year time period, that they can't mess with it unless they can prove you committed fraud. Now, does age become a factor in getting permanent? Not necessarily so, but it can, because of the fact that they have like the 55-year rule. And what I can see statistically, once you get over 55, they don't really call people in for reevaluations. Even they call more people in that had permanent ratings than the people over 55. You say, the age come in fact, not legally, like he's saying, because the 55-year rule is just kind of that's not really, I don't know if it's real firm law. Okay. So it's just, you can't quote, hey, I'm on the 55-year rule. You can't take my 100% from me, sucker. That sounds like a black exploitation film. So watch the video and live streams that we have on the levels of protection. And please don't wait until they reduce you before you watch these videos. Now listen, permanent VA rating, just what somebody just asked me about the permanent farm girl. Isn't this amazing? Permanent becomes a factor. Yes, indeed. If let's say that you that's the key. If you had that 100% permanent total, you good. But then you got I want you to follow me here. You got your 60% for chronic fatigue syndrome, like Mr. John Brown, but it was static, not likely to improve. They can't just reduce it like that without most likely sending you to an exam or having strong concrete evidence. They have to have strong evidence. All right. Because we're going to talk about in a minute. You can have a static condition at a 0%, 10%, 20%. So that's why you need to make sure we about to talk. Y'all got me telling too much. Let me let the slides say it. Now, isn't age a protected status, legal status? Not really. You know why? They're talking about trying to make, once you get 67, I'm talking about as a veteran. Yeah, maybe in the regular world, remember, they trying to make it, they put in a proposal that when you turn 67, that they can take your TDIU from you, total disability individual employability. So in that case, is age a legal protected status, or is it something they're trying to use to reduce you? Am I right? Go watch the video we just did on it. MG Smith, I think 70 years old is. Yeah, but I'm looking at how they moving. They're not moving like it is a protected status. They saying they want to reduce veterans once they get 67. So they're using age as a negative, not as a protection. Not saying, well, you 67, they should lock in. You over 55 years old. They should, you see that 55-year-old rule, they wasn't even considering that in Congress when they're trying to reduce people. That's why I say be careful with that 55-year rule. Now listen, let's talk about what's important. Would it help if you have that second condition that's 60% or they combine 60%? Make sure your conditions are static. All right, this is important. The status, you can find all this on with the VA code sheet, your service connected status, conditions, the status, what conditions you got in the code form, and whether you have any future exams. Well, that will tell you whether you have future exam now. The key thing, each individual condition, whether they are static or temporary, meaning they can call you in for a reevaluation. Look at the one with the skin condition, the PB, I call it, Barbie, that static disability. He's at 10%, but they can't reduce him or she. Then but look at the headaches. They are future exam in 2019. That means it's temporary. So they can get you on that. And most likely for Mr. John Brown, his 60% for chronic fatigue syndrome was temporary. Now, another condition The right foot situation, static, and they had a 10% rating for that. So that's important. And if it don't say static, remember, that means not likely to improve. Let's talk about it. Any questions about that? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm having a problem with my clickers. Give me a second, family. Because I got to click twice, so I think when I click once. So, like I said, the main thing, if the condition is permanent, static, and not likely to improve, that's a permanent status for that condition. And you want the highest one, which is PNT, permanent at the 100% level. Now, listen, what the love say, VA age used to reduce you. The VA uses age to reduce you, but can help you when your condition can be worse by age. They're not looking at that, but that's what they should be looking at. They looking at, well, you're going to be retired anyway. This is how slimy they are. Well, you're retired. You're going to be all broke down anyway. Well, they're not paying you when you was young and service connected. All of a sudden you get older and you ain't service connected no more. It's based on you being old now. You didn't get service connection based on your age, based on the severity level of your condition, and that was connected to your military service. Am I lying? This is why you need a lawyer. Yes, in some cases, you definitely need a lawyer when it get like this. You may definitely need somebody that's specialized. MG Smith says, yes, we're not getting any younger. No. Then Love say there is a certain period of time when static is permanent. Okay. Betty Bob say 22 likes and 21 watching. Thank you for all this watching live and recorded. So now, any questions about how to use the condition, try to make sure your conditions are static. When you get those public DBQs done, have your doctor, even though you may not get, but let's say 60% for the condition, but because you're already 100% PNT, you're able to get that special amount of compensation. If that second condition is 60%, is static, just like the 100% permanent total, then it'll be locked in, huh? It'd be hard for them to slip in and mess without a evaluation. Now, listen what our sisters say. And let's talk about their retirement, fam. You know, we'll definitely get into more of it, but listen. Farm Girl Rebel said, I had to retire early due to issues with my neck and fatigue. Is that documented with your job, with your medical, or somebody like that? Ended up costing quite a bit, around about $1,500 less a month by retiring early. You need to put that out that you lost. Keep that documentation. That can be part of your claim. You didn't. It put you in a financial deficit. Your disabilities, huh? Come on, let's talk about it. Come on now, y'all hear that? Yeah, let's say I didn't get rich while retired. I retired because I had to because of my condition. Now, what's the second way? She says it is documented with job and VA documented it as well. Keep all that documentation. Come on, fam. Now, what's the next way? Now, there's a mosquito in here. You know, I can't stand mosquitoes. They're bloodsuckers. Number two, they don't have to send. The second reason they don't have to send you in for exam. And reduce you without sending you in for an exam. The first one is if it's not going to affect your overall rating. Number two, if you are incarcerated for 61 days on a felony crime, they can reduce you down from 100% permanent total or whatever rating you have, to 10%. All right, in most cases, but we're about to break it down. Yeah, you're right, love. Your service connected conditions will get worse with age. So why would they be trying to cut it off? Now, conditions tend to get worse, not better. But not that's when some of them congressmen, some of them special forces up there, and they want to cut it off too. I showed you the video. He was talking and mumbling and slick, but he got his percentage. You hear me? Now, the maximum that you can be incarcerated on a felony crime, it has to be a felony, is 60 days. After that 60 days, once you get to 61, that's when they can affect your VA compensation. If you're in there on a misdemeanor, you can be in there 200 days. That don't matter. That don't matter. I wouldn't be telling nobody my business. But let's say you're in there for tickets or something, misdemeanors. That don't matter. The number of days don't matter. You say, H-Town, I told you to get that electronic bug zapper. I will. Now listen what it said. Yes, Farm Girl Rebel. I had to retire early, 62, because of my PTSD from work. Got worse 2 times, and H-Town found those job write-ups submitted with claim. There you go. Come on now. And that's what we was talking about. Now let's get with it. This how it works. Oh God, dog. Y'all gotta excuse me. Give me a second. Give me this doggone thing. Give me a second, family. Oh man. So I got to double click and it's causing me problems because I'm in the habit of clicking one time. Sorry about that. I do apologize. All right now. All right. So now here we go. Let's say you get incarcerated on a felony and you're in jail for 61 days, or at least 61 days. One thing, you better notify them, because when they find out, they're going to want all that money back if you didn't tell them. If the veteran rating is 20 to 100%, they are limited to a 10% disability rating, meaning you're paid at 10%, unless you have dependents outside of the VA, like a wife and children. You can send your percentage to them if it's over 30%, because you only start getting paid for dependents at 30%. So they're only going to pay you at 10% rate. And right now, at the time of this video, that's like $175.51. Now that's a big difference between almost $4,000 and $200, almost $200. That's a big difference. What if I'm 10%? Well, for veterans whose disability rating is 10%, their payment is reduced by 1/2, and they pay you $87.75. Now listen, we say, I had to retire, and this is on topic of what we were talking about, so that's no problem. I had to retire from cutting hair at the barbershop because of my back and mental health issues. Yes. So sad. Now, here we go. Let me ask you this here. In your opinion, let us know, yes, no, maybe. Is it right or wrong that a veteran's 100% permanent total, or any rating for that matter, is reduced to 10% while incarcerated? Let us know how you feel about that. Yes, no, maybe. Now, the third reason they can reduce you is, let me see, say, your livelihood gone. Yeah, when they do that. Now, third way they can, and you got to get it reinstated when you get out of jail, meaning you basically have to file for a whole new claim. All right. Say right, H-Town. Now, the third way they can reduce you without an exam is through fraud, if you committed fraud. And sometimes people will snitch, or the VA will have inkling that whatever disability you're claiming, that it's not limited in the way you say it, and they might have people watch you, like private investigators, like Social Security do, or Social Security might inform them. Now listen, the biggest one, I think it's still the biggest one in U.S. history, was this Dennis Paulson, the biggest VA fraud, right? A man who faked illness gets prison. Think about $6 million. He was getting all that, saying he couldn't walk at all. And he was in Ironman challenges. They got him all on videos and stuff. Huh? I don't know if he's still locked up. Wrong unless VA fraud. Yes. VA fraud, it ain't wrong. You're right about that. They get away. Uh-oh. Now we get into the last one. Oh, family, I'm so sorry. This thing gets on my nerves. Give me a second. And for those watching recorded and live, I apologize. Yeah, let me get to it. So let me move this back one. I don't know how I get into the double click. All right, now we should be able to do that now. Number 4, the VA sometimes is just wrong. They reduce you like they did Betty Bob's without even telling her. Okay, so VBA, Veteran Benefit Administration's rating error. They just don't follow the VA law book and manual. Come on now. Because they end up taking unnecessary steps in the claims process. If you have a fully developed claim, they will sometime overdevelop your claim, meaning you got all evidence that you need, then ask for more evidence, or they will under-evaluate or deny you. They just deny you even with the evidence. Or you got something showing 100% rating, but they gonna give you a 60% rating or 50% rating. They say, let them fight for it. That's the errors that they make. Are they errors of fraud? So when it comes to fully developed claims, that's when they're supposed to make a decision. If you have all the necessary things you need for them to make a decision on your claim, they shouldn't ask for more information. That's overdevelopment. Love say Social Security office don't even want me to walk in the office. Wow. It's like that now. In a fully developed claim is when you have all the clinical evidence that you needed and pointed out that shows a measurement of your severity level, the service connection to your to the military, like a nexus letter or some personnel records that show that, and a diagnosis. But if you got all that and you got a public DBQ where you had an outside doctor do, and they still send you, they say that your information is inadequate. They're supposed to tell you why it's inadequate. Huh? Now we getting into it here. Love say errors VA make on purpose. Yes, indeed. That's how I feel about it sometimes. Some of them are may be incompetent. Betty Bob say, hey, if you're not following the law, you're doing it on purpose. That's how that is. Betty Bob say, H-Town, how does the VA do fraud and not get in trouble? Because Congress, the Senate, because instead of holding them accountable when they don't balance the budget, they give them more money. The Office of Inspector General can only give them recommendations when they mess up. They can't punish them. They can only give them recommendations when they do audits. So if there's no punishment to behavior, and the only punishment is them wanting to fire people, and it's not based on their incompetence. Dougie ain't trying to do it based on their crime. He's doing it based on just the number of people. He might be getting rid of good people too. Social Security office done triggered me so many times. Yes, indeed. Then love, all VA gets, all government get upset when you point out the errors, just like the military. I found out. Yeah, they don't want you to point out their stuff. They want to point out what they do wrong, what you do wrong, but not what they do wrong. VA can't be punished. No oversight. Supposed to be from Congress, but they're not. They could have given them money instead of punishing them. So we on this hamster wheel where we going nowhere. Oh, now I remember this one here. Now this going back to number 3. Listen to this one here. Let me read this one first. But unwarranted reexamination, have you resubmitted the information you've already submitted? That's overdevelopment of claim, and that's to run the clock out and waste your time and eventually deny you. Now you got to point out the law where they're messing up, what they should have considered. Now, listen, remember the fraud from the veteran? This is what Military Mike talked about. Gabriel Garcia, the police captain who committed VA fraud, received 100%, is still on paid leave, and he doesn't even have a court date yet. I guess qualified immunity works against the VA as well. Now, remember, I believe that he got his 100% through somebody wasn't in Puerto Rico VA office, but he was here. But they were paying those raiders over there, 2 of them that was working together to give people their 100%, 70% sometime. And it was a whole sting operation. Congress let VA do what they want. Now, Love say, real talk, Military Mike, real talk, Military Mike. All y'all talking real. Betty Bob say, he. And let's get to it. We are almost done with this part. And remember, I told you about when they were making errors on my claim and tried to get me incarcerated. So this is a prime example. The errors are not victimless crimes. They want to garnish my check. They want to know all type of money I was getting. Talking about you ain't paying child support. I was paying child support. They had my statement. But they still say, if we allow the apportionment, which is like child support, they're going to reduce my monthly check going back 2 years. You understand? So they make errors, and sometimes they know they're making errors. Now, it seems that the cops are untouchable. They want to break the law, but not us. That's what I do. It's like any government agency, like the VA is not held accountable either. Betty Bob say H-Town Garcia got through the Puerto Rico office of VA regional office. Okay. Now listen. I let them, what you do when they send you something bogus in the mail, you let them know you disagree and you tell them why you disagree. Put the law up there. That's what I did. Go watch our video on this here. Put the law that they were breaking that made them in error, and what made the person that was requesting the apportionment, what made them in error, and I gave 9 points. Huh? That's how you do that. But you got to get the law together. Because remember, you're in a legal status. They denied the claim because I fought it, because I backed up my position with VA law and showed them when they were in error at the VA for, come on now. And they, look, remember I told you that to tell you why? Didn't I tell you that? Look at that. It's a, dear Mr. H-Town vet, this in red. We have denied the claim for an apportionment share of your VA benefits on behalf of your dependent child effective June 15, 2012. Why we denied this claim? They gotta tell you. Was I lying to you? And if they didn't tell you, you should be able to fight them. Look what it say. Why we denied the claim. The claimant failed to show a need. Also, the veteran is paying $500 in monthly child support. You know I'm petty. It was more than that, but whatever. All I was worried about was being denied. Why? They got to tell you why we decreased you, why we denied your claim. They got to tell you legally. Love say not surprised whatsoever, H-Town. Say real talk, H-Town vet. Yeah, VA out on their mistakes. Yes. Call them out on their mistakes. Yes, indeed. Now, we're about to get where y'all can chat. Remember, y'all brought up the issue when they did the audit back in 2023. They found that the one that they evaluate the most was not people over age 55, not people that had one evaluation for 10% or less, not people that had a minimal level on their evaluation, not the disability has not substantially improved in over 5 years, not the 5-year rule. The combined valuation did not change. They did that about 38% of the time. So just what we was talking about. Remember, they do that a lot, where they go in there and take you a percentage away. So they focusing on the ones that's going to get you at 100%, the permanent ratings. They check them 60% of the time. In the ones what we talking about tonight on number 1, the combined disability evaluation would not change. They did that 38% of the time. So you talking about, who? Come on now. They going after the permanent total and going after people getting special, trying to get special monthly compensation because of extra scheduler ratings. Tell me if I'm making it up. And family, who had another one is, it's so bad that they got a name for it. Another error that the VA make is duty to assist errors. If you've had a duty to assist error, I want you to put DAE for duty to assist area. Duty to assist error, DAE. Put that in the chat if you've ever had a duty to assist error, because they were supposed to assist you and the VA did not. Let us know if you've had a duty to assist error. Now he says VA going after big claims, big payers. Did you hear it? Let me pull that back up. Now I got to look. See, I told y'all said, why he keep showing these things about that study? I'm tying this stuff in. Who else gonna tie it in like that? Come on, fam. I want y'all to look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna pull it full screen, fam. I want you to see it. All right, let me pull it full screen. Full screen. Now look. VA break the rules. Office of Inspector General. Go look at the full report on your own. That's to the left. Now, you can look it up. Google is your friend. Now, think about what I'm telling you. You said, well, what about the, I had a disability rating of 10% or less, or 10 or 0%. That's only 4% of the time they call you in for reevaluation. I'm starting from the bottom, family. I'm working my way to the top. Listen. What about a disability rating? It was at the minimum always. The minimum rating for PTSD at the time was 0%. So they only call people in 4% of the time because they could take your whole rating away. All right, unless you've had it for 10 years. Now, what y'all asked earlier, what about if I'm over 55? The veteran is over 55 years of age, absent unusual circumstances. The evaluations from the report that the Office of Inspector General found, only 6% of the cases were those people. But let's get it to the next one. The disability has not substantially improved over 5 years. That was 15% of the cases. All right, the 5-year rule. So the only way to get 15%. Now let's get into it. But the ones where the big money at, the one we talk about tonight, the combined disability rating would not change because they know you won't fight it. So those are the claims they go after. They say, yeah, we got them tricked thinking, oh, I'm still 100%, but we going to get them not on the percentage, on that extra money they get for extra scheduler money they get for like special monthly compensation. So we'll reduce that chronic fatigue syndrome like they did Mr. John Brown from 60% to 20%. He's saying, well, I'm still 100%, but you don't qualify for that extra $450 a month no more. Come on now. Did you hear me? I want to bring that home, fam. Fam, let me bring that home. I'm going to look that slide up again. Give me a second. So this is why they do it. This is not a victimless crime. I'm tying this thing in. You understand? So when they do the exam, when they skip the exam, okay? Now listen to me. So when they skip the exam, they don't notify you that they schedule you for an exam, or they plan on reducing you. They don't give you an exam. Under the first one, they just reduce you, and that'll knock out your special monthly compensation. You say, Town, what? You're going to keep your 100% permanent total, but look to the right where they easing your money on out, that extra money you get for SMCS. What? Well, I'm still 100%. Why does that matter? So they reduce you down to 20%. You was 60%. They reduce you down to 20%. So you no longer qualify. Listen to what I'm saying. Oh, okay. I didn't go back far enough. Hold on. I'm going to tie it up. Give me a second. I'm going to tie it up. We're going to slow walk this thing. So you got the fatigue. When you first got it, you was 60%. Okay. Now follow me. Chronic fatigue syndrome. You 60%. Because of that, now follow me. You automatically, shouldn't have to even ask them, but most time you do. Once you got 100% rating for any condition, 100% rating, one that stands alone, not no combined 100%, 100% rated for one condition. And any other conditions combined to they have 60%, or that one condition at 6%, they're supposed to automatically give you SMCS. All right, this is what they're going after, family. Tell me if I'm making sense. The reason they doing it 38% of the time, that if it don't affect your overall rating, because they're not going after percentage rating. They're going after this $457.15. And that's what they're going after. Because when you have 100% rating plus the 60% rating, you actually get an extra $457.15 a month. So they going after the money, but they got you distracted talking about, I'm still 100% permanent total. Yeah, but your check a little lighter now. And you get more if you have dependents, so they get that too. Tell me if that makes sense. Am I overreaching, fam? Let me know. Am I just talking out of paranoia, or does this make sense? And have anybody else broke this down to you? Now let's get back to where we was at. Oh, God, dog, I got to go back there a little bit. This stuff, I'm sorry, this clicker is giving me a hick right now. Sorry about that, fam. Do apologize, but I'm having technical difficulties with my clicker. So I do apologize and hope the information has been informative. So now, do that make sense? Right below the red, where the combined rating evaluation would not change. Now the rate wouldn't change, but you qualifying for special monthly compensation would. That's why they went after them in 101,188 cases, because they were trying to make sure that you didn't qualify for special monthly compensation if you're already getting it, or in the future you won't have a large enough, you end up getting a large enough extra rating that will get you to that. Then the last one, is the permanent total rating, which is usually at 100% rate. Guess what? 60% of the cases, because they drop you off, that's $4,000 a month, plus no CHAP VA for your dependents, no Chapter 35. Come on now. Now listen what he says. Hold on. Let's see who've had duty to assist errors. And I missed some things here. Give me a second. Charleston says, I read that one. Say, now listen what Farm Girl said. I think the blue guys on that screen are going to let go. Oh, you don't think they're going to let her go? Then he had a duty to assist error. Our brother Kevin Cobar Sr. Love have had a duty to assist ongoing now. Betty Bob's had a duty to assist error. Farm Girl had a duty to assist error. Love say VA continues to make errors, submit medical documents for the 4th time recently. He said, H-Town, very helpful information. He laughing at something I said, H-Town, I not be cutting up. Thank you, love. Kevin say it makes dollars and cents. So for people that don't even know how to balance their own budget when they go before the Senate, the VA, ask for $10 billion and then say we don't need it. These are the same people that don't know how to manage the money when they're talking to Congress, but sit at the same time trying to cut into our pennies and tell them what we don't deserve when they can't manage their own money when they supposed to be managing it on behalf of us. Now, Military Mike says, if 100% plus 60% SMCS, 100% and 100% should equal more. Yeah, you're right, but you know they don't want to do that. She say, Cindy Queen say, that makes sense, Military Mike. And we want you, Cindy Queen, to remember all this. Whenever you get to a point where you may not be able to work, you work and enjoy now. We want to make sure you straight on your way out. You hear me? That's what we here for. Now, listen what our brother say. Charleston Zimmerman says, it's all math. I'm just trying to get back my 28% reduction. Taking Social Security amount 62 because of PTSD. I hear you. Wow, that's a hard statement, he says. Love say VA hypocrisy on full to the fullest. Yes. Listen, what she didn't have to look how she just said it. I hear you loud and clear, sir, and I mean what I said from my heart. That's why I say we always listen, Cindy Queen. We're always preparing for the next step. We don't look. We hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst. Huh? We hope everything be straight, but if it don't, we got your back here. Now back to what we talking about. And they want that last one. That's why 60% of the cases were people that had a permanent rating, particularly 100% permanent total. 60%. That should be the least one. Now, the duty to assist error, we talked about. Now, listen, this is where the VA make errors. This is number 4. We talking about the errors. We kind of went back, but we talking about it. The duty to assist error, they must consider evidence submitted by the veteran. All right. And they're supposed to actually gather the information for you. Huh? If you can't get it, they're supposed to get it for you. Did you know that? The second point is, if there's an equal evidence for and against a veteran's claim, the VA must rule in favor of the veteran. So there's evidence. You have a DBQ that supports your claim. You went to your own DBQ, and it supports that you should get your rating. The VA sends you to a CMP exam that says you don't. Well, if you got equal evidence for and against, they supposed to take that public DBQ that you did on the outside. But what do they usually do? Nah, fully developed claim. No, we're not taking that one. We focus on the one we paid for. Huh? The difference supposed to go to you. The split supposed to go to you. Then the VA examiner and the VA must consider the whole medical record before denying a claim. They can't really just consider that one evaluation. They got to look at your whole medical record. It can't just be the CMP doctor said this. Now they got to look at the whole record. The doctor may say your condition got better, but everything else in the record said it got worse. That's your evidence to fight their errors. Let's talk about it. And of course, we're gonna promote our live streams. Look what we say here: our VA claim checklist, 1 through 9. That's gonna get you to where you need to go. This is my own list. Tie goes to the runner with VA, but the VA try to take credit. That's why you got to know the law. Now let's ask: did we answer the question tonight? Can a VA disability percentage rating be reduced without a CMP exam? Did we answer? And we said what? Can it be reduced without a CMP exam? Yes or no, family? We said, did we answer the question tonight? Did we answer? That's what I want to know. Did we answer this question tonight? Let us know. We recapping. Now, because whenever we go over information, we want to make sure that we answer the question. You understand? Now, so let's see. I'm getting y'all a chance to what you call them. So love say the question answered. Kevin say yes, answered. So the answer was yes, they can. They can do it when they do what? If them reducing you won't affect your overall rating, they can do it. That's number one. Number two, if you get incarcerated, they don't have to send you to a CMP exam. You just got to be in jail on a felony for 61 days. They can reduce you. That's why I don't get no altercations with people. So walk away from it unless you have to protect yourself. Number three, that if you commit fraud, they don't have to say, well, we're going to send you to exam. Now, they're just going to reduce you and put you in jail, most likely. Number four, if the VA make an error, they not going to send you to exam. They just want to do what they want to do. Cindy Queen say, you definitely answered the question, sir. Thank you. She says yes. MG Smith say question answered. If I didn't, I want to make sure everybody else is right. And if not, I want to answer for you too. That's why I'm asking, not for egotistical reasons. Charlton say yes, answered, done, D.